Okay, so if we have a fourth degree, that means we're looking for 4 solutions. So we have x equals and remember that conjugates come in pairs. So if you have positive 3i, what else do we have? Negative 3i. So we already have 2 solutions. Positive 3i and negative 3i. We're looking for 2 more. You have one of these on your quiz next Wednesday. You have to do long division, and then you're going to have to factor what you get at the top. Okay? So how do we know what goes on the outside? What am I dividing it by? So if I have 3i and negative 3i, what would be the factor? X squared plus 9. It's a pattern. So we're dividing it by x squared plus 9. I'm going to try to write as small as I can, but if you cannot see, there are a few open desks near the front. But this is just a long process. So x squared plus 9 goes on the outside, and now we're going to write our polynomial underneath. And so yes, synthetic division cannot be done with imaginaries. So we have to do long division. There are 2 videos posted, one for Monday and one for Tuesday. If you did not watch that, make sure you watch those. That information will be on the quiz next Wednesday. All right, so there are 3 steps to do long division. I didn't hear you.
Isn't it plus minus?
Oh, plus 9x. I thought you said plus minus. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's plus 9x. Thank you. Okay. So now our first step is to divide. When you do long division, the first step is to divide. So I'm going to divide the x to the 4th by x squared. And when you take x to the 4th and divide it by x squared, you get x squared. That goes on top. The second step for long division is multiply. You're multiplying x squared by your factor that's on the outside. So go ahead and take x squared and multiply it by x squared plus 9. And you get x to the 4th plus 9x squared. And the last step is to subtract. And when you subtract, you want to line up your like terms. So I'm going to put that x to the 4th under this x to the 4th. And the 9x squared is going to go underneath the 7x squared. But you have to subtract it though. So when I subtract it, this becomes a negative, and so does the 9x squared, because you're subtracting. This cancels. Bring down your x cubed. And what do you get when you take 7x squared minus 9x squared? 7 minus 9 is negative 2x squared. So we're going to do that same 3 steps again. Start off with dividing, but this time I'm dividing x cubed by x squared. So let's take x cubed, divide that by x squared. You get x. Put that x on the top. And then you're going to take that x and multiply it by x squared plus 9. And that's going to give you x cubed plus 9x. Line that up. X cubed plus 9x is going to go underneath the positive 9x. But again, you're going to subtract. So you have to change the signs of both of these. This cancels. And we have to do this one more time and then we're done. Yesterday's example, we only had to do it twice. But for today, we have to do it 3 times. Bring down the negative 2x squared. See, this is canceling. And then we're going to bring down that negative 18. What do you think I'm dividing this time? What's my first term? Negative 2x squared. Good. So take negative 2x squared. Divide that by x squared. You get negative 2. Put that negative 2 on the top. And then you have negative 2 times x squared plus 9. You distribute. You get negative 2x squared minus 18. Line that up. Negative 2x squared minus 18. When you subtract, that means you're doing a change. You have to change both signs. This becomes a plus and this becomes a plus. And when you get to the very end of long division, they should both cancel, and they both do. So I have a remainder of 0. That's how I know I did it right. So our final step to get our last 2 solutions is to factor what we have at the top. So factor the x squared plus x minus 2. Go ahead and factor and solve that to get your last 2 solutions, and you are done. All right, so after you factor it down, you should have x plus 2 times x minus 1. Set those both equal to 0. And you have your last 2 solutions, which would be negative 2 and positive 1. So at the top, these are your 4 solutions. And that is what they asked us to do. They gave us 1, and we had to find the other 3. So now we're ready to do example C. That was the one I had up by accident at the beginning of class. Yep, it doesn't matter, because if you have a negative 2y, that means you also have a positive 2y, and the factor would be x squared plus 4. So x equals, I'm looking for 4 answers. Imaginaries always have a partner. So if you have a negative 2y, you also have a positive 2y. So we already have 2 of our solutions right there. And we're going to do long division. We'll get a quadratic like we did in the last example, and we'll factor that to get the other 2. So set up your long division. X squared plus 4 is on the outside. And we're going to have to do that divide, multiply, subtract 3 times, just like we did on the last one. So divide, we're going to start off by dividing 2x to the 4th by x squared. That's your first step. Put that on the top, so that's A. And then after you divide, you're going to multiply 2x squared times x squared plus 4. Go ahead and do that, see what you get. And then you get 2x to the 4th. 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the 4th. And 2x squared times 4 is 8x squared. Line that up with your like terms. So the 2x to the 4th goes here. And the 8x squared goes here. Subtract. So change, change. So this cancels. Now we're ready to bring down the 9x cubed. And what is 17x squared minus 8x squared? 9x squared. And now we're ready to repeat. So what am I going to divide this time? What's my first term? 9x cubed. Good job. So take 9x cubed, divide that by x squared. You're going to get 9x. See, we're building a quadratic. We got our A. Now we have B. B is 9x. 9x goes on the top. Then you're going to take that 9x and multiply it by x squared plus 4. Go ahead and distribute that. So 9x times x squared is 9x cubed. 9x times 4 is 36x. When we get down to that third rotation, we should see 2 things drop off. So we're going to line up the 9x cubed, and the 36x is going to go under 36x. And when we subtract it, see how this is canceling, and so is this. 2 things dropped off. So when we when we do our last rotation, we're bringing down the 9x squared, and we're bringing down the 36. And we're going to do this one last time. We're going to divide 9x squared by x squared. That gave us 9. And then multiply that 9 by x squared plus 4. And notice we get exactly what we have. We have 9x squared plus 36. So when I line up that 9x squared plus 36 and I subtract, they both cancel, and I know I did it right. So to get your last 2 answers, you need to factor and solve not 9, sorry, 2x squared plus 9x plus 9. This time you'll have to make a box though, because for that one you can't do a shortcut. So take a moment and factor and solve that. And then this is our last question of the day. So when you factor it down, the numbers would be 6x and 3x. Take out your GCFs, and you get 2x plus 3 times x plus 3. And when you set both of those equal to 0, now we have our last two answers. So going back to the top of the screen, my final two solutions are -3/2 and -3. So you found all 4 solutions. They gave you one, and you found the other 3. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button.